which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done
in earth as is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
and give us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not to temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord,
For he is good,
for he is,
and his mercy endureth forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
Praise the Lord, the God of Israel,
For he is good,
for he is good,
and his mercy endureth forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
These things we pray in Jesus' name.
These things we pray in Jesus' name.
The Holy One of Israel,
The Holy One of
the
Israel,
Mighty One of Jacob,
the Mighty One of Jacob,
King of Kings,
King of Kings,
the Lord of Lords,
and Lord of Lords,
the one true God,
the one true God.
and there is no other.
There is no other.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name,
Amen.
amen. All right, so we Q&A, unfortunately or fortunately, we only have one room. So that means that because we do Q&A throughout the whole U.S., that means that if you're going to be here, you don't have to participate. We do need you to keep it down a couple levels. Whereas if you're in Philly, you can just go in the other room and then we're just going to talk about you in the other room. So we got any questions and or comments on any topic dealing with the Bible? What you got for me? Hold on, Whitney. Go ahead, my brother. What's your question?
My question is about the image of the beast.
Okay.
That image of the beast is actually a statue?
Well, let's go look at what you're saying. And to really answer that question, I don't have a direct answer, but we'll go back into Daniel to see some more. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. The question is about this image of the beast. And let's look and see what it says. Revelation chapter 13. And he's asking, is that image of the beast, is that actually a statue? And my answer would really be, I have no earthly idea what image is going to be.
No, because I see the image of the Jesus they give us.
Yeah.
Everybody worships this.
That's true. But where we going, the main thing that I look at when I see it is, and we're going to go to Revelation 10 and start reading at verse 14. And we're going to read 14, 15, and 16. And that's a good point. I have no clue what it really is, but we're going to get to what's most important of understanding what it is. But go ahead. 14. Revelation chapter 13, verse 14.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword.
So is that image to the beast a statue? And although we may, if I'm just talking to somebody, might say a statue because you could put something in your head to see, but it just says image. But what it does say about this image, and these are the important characteristics of this image.
And did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
So whatever this image is that receives life, that's that's the main thing we look for. So it's not so much, I'm looking for a statue of Walter Mondale or something crazy like that. You know Walter Mondale? He ran for president back in '84 or so. I don't know where that name just popped in my head. Right? I'm like, seriously though, it's not like we looking for a statue of some per se. We're looking for something that comes to life from the dead, that was from his authority. You follow what I'm saying? When we say an image, I don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's a statue. See, the statue is just I'm just why I use statue, but the statue is just something to be able to see in my brain, because you don't want to, it's just like saying it's the mark of the beast of chip. I don't know what the mark of the beast is. It's whatever they say to take in order to buy or sell when the time comes. Because if you're looking for a microchip and there's no somebody coming with some weird water, You dig what I'm saying? Well, you like, oh, I could drink the water. And that's, you done took the mark of the beast. You see what I'm saying? So it's not so much that we need to look for something particular as much as we need to know the sign, whatever it is that we have been given life to. Go ahead. What else we see? Go ahead.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast be killed.
Right. So whatever it is, if you don't worship it, you get killed. And it got the ability to speak. And that's the main thing we looking for. You know what I'm saying? Is what is it that they putting out here that you got to worship, be brought to life, that can speak. And if you don't worship it, you get killed. Now, finish this verse and we're going to go to Daniel because I'm going to show you some similarity and something in the book of Daniel.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath standing count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 666.
So that's where we get our 666. Now let's go to Daniel, chapter 2, I think, or 3. I'm going to know when I get there. So we're going to see a similarity. Chapter 3. Yeah, Daniel chapter 3. And now we're going all the way back to Nebuchadnezzar, and he's going to do the same thing first. He's going to use a statue. And that's why if I was teaching it, and I don't even know what I did in the class, I may have said statue. That's probably what I would say. But the reality is, I don't know. It's what it is. It's an image that if we don't bow down to, we're gonna get killed. This image is gonna be non-existent or don't have life to having life from the authority of the Antichrist. So whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, heck, it could be a beetle, and he make them. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, cause we don't want to limit. All of a sudden, we looking for the wrong thing, and then the wrong it hit us across the head, and you like, well, no, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Cause that ain't what. You know what I mean? So again, the most important thing is something that has been given life from the Antichrist that you've been told to worship. But go ahead and look at this Daniel chapter 3, started at verse 1.
Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold. Sorry about that. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits.
So this here, he said his height was 60 cubits. So a score is 20. So that's 60 cubits. Go ahead.
And the breadth thereof 6 cubits.
So then he said, and another 6 cubits. All right, go ahead.
He set it up in the plain Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the priests, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriff, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king set up. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the councils, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then a herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages.
So we got the same thing going on here in Nebuchadnezzar's day, which is really the start of this whole Babylonian dynasty is Nebuchadnezzar. And in his day, we got a 60 cubit with 6, whatever that was. But we're going to see it's really all going to be 666 in another way. But here it's a statue or image everybody is being told to bow down to. So the beauty of the Bible is, like, it's done before, it'll be done again. You know what I'm saying? Like, the stuff that we see, it ain't new. That's why they killed it. Like, well, the abomination desolation already took place. Okay. Like everything else doesn't happen more than once. Like, okay. That's why, because some people be trying to say, ooh, the Matthew 24 has been done. It's all been fulfilled. And we like, yeah, but he talking about the end and the coming of the Lord. Well, the abomination of death and destruction was Antioch Epiphanes, or was, when Titus came in at Jerusalem. You got two different, and I'm like, well, okay. Stuff happened more than once. So we looking at it here. He said, then the princes and the governors, verse 3, and the captains, judges, treasurers, counselors, sheriff, and all of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And it was before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cry aloud to you, it is commanded, O people, nations, and language, that all at what time you hear the sound of, now watch this. Go ahead.
That at what time you hear the sound of the cornet,
Yeah,
flute,
yeah,
harp,
yeah,
sackbut,
yeah,
psaltery,
yeah,
dulcimer,
yeah.
and all kinds of music.
So notice he just named us instruments. Okay, so again, we seeing 6 instruments on a 6 cubit, 3 cubit in height, and the breadth of it is 6 cubit. So notice again, all the way back then, in a different way, he putting 666 together again. So it's still taking us all the way back to the only other place we find it in Revelation 13, where we see in Revelation 13, this man was given an image that everybody had to worship and bow down to. Here it is a statue, though. So that's why I say oftentimes I use statue, but let us not limit our mind to it being just a statue. It's whatever is provided at the time that you need to worship. That's what it is. That has been given life. That if you don't worship it, you get killed. Which it could end up being a statue. Or it could be like Caesar Boji or whatever. Yeah, it could be that, whatever. It could be, I'm not going to diss the hologram. The thing about the hologram is, and the thing about it too is, this got something that has been given life. And unless that hologram actually leave age, you know what I'm saying, on its own, like on some old TV type stuff, you know what I'm saying, then I'm not, just by you putting the hologram out there ain't gonna trick me or anybody else really. But still, we're not discrediting nothing, because really, this probably gonna be something unconceivable to our mind right now. So whereas we putting ideas on it, we probably gonna it's kind of like on Ghostbusters. It's like, what do you say? Don't think of nothing. Don't think of nothing else. Here come the Marshmallow Man. Yeah, it's gonna be something that probably our mind can't just conceive at the moment, and ain't no telling. And it's gonna be as simple as, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. It probably ain't gonna be that difficult to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, it ain't gonna be as hard as we think it is. I doubt if it's a robot. You know what I mean? I doubt if it's the Terminator. You dig, man? I done watched all the Terminators. They look real in the mug now. You know what I mean? Yeah, they got a new one, right. At any rate, though, this is, again, why I use statue, but I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? And it could be whatever you think it is. You dig what I'm saying? Just whenever the time comes, whatever it's telling you to bow down to, don't do it. So hopefully that answers your question. You said it helps? Yeah, I feel you.
Think we're gonna be here when this happens?
That's I know, but she probably, I don't think she heard, but that isn't. But yeah, but let's go to Thessalonians. Let me tell you why I don't know. I mean, I put it to you like this: if I had to bet money, I would say that we'll all die first, and then that way, hey, we wouldn't lose the money, and if it came, we'd be dead, and we wouldn't lose no money, and if it don't come, we're going to the camp. Yeah, right. So that's why I say if I was a betting man on something like that. But I'm gonna show you in 2 Thessalonians, and Paul thought we was in the end time, and so what I don't want us to do is to feel like we in the end time and that it's gonna happen, so we don't get our life right till then. You know, people get like where you get to know so much prophecy and stuff, and you like, you know the Lord, you know how the Lord coming back. So like, well, man,
whatever.
I kind of it can slide. I'm cool. So I'm gonna be straight because I know how the Lord gonna do it. He gonna take us to the wilderness, and we gonna be good in the wilderness, whether I get up at resurrection or whether I don't. I'm still good. See, that's one of the things that people don't get, is if you don't make the first resurrection, and the goal is to make the first resurrection, that's when you become God. But if you still here on the earth, then you're in the kingdom of Jesus, just as a flesh and blood individual. I don't like to say that a lot because what I don't want to do is give you room to, you know what I'm saying, to put forth the effort to like, your objective is to do what you got to do to become God. Because what happens if you die? See, you don't get up at the resurrection of Jesus, he died and you wasn't right. You see what I'm saying? You got to go face judgment then. So you don't get to be your case. So it's like you got to live today like he coming back today, and not worry about so much. And not to say don't worry, because really you can. Because but do I think it's gonna happen? Now on the flip side, like they do got this red heifer, and signs is moving.
But if it gets a blemish, then you can't.
Then we looking for another one, right? Yeah. But so the signs are moving, and I know just by the experience of 9/11, it don't take but one day for everything to be completely different than what it was the day before. Yeah. So, if like I said, if I was betting, I would bet that I would die first, but that's just because who would care if I lost? You know what I'm saying? But man, to be honest, in my calculations of the year of Jubilee, like sitting down with some brothers, like we probably be alive if we around, I think we figured out to be 27 or 47, somewhere in there. I don't remember. 2027, 2047, somewhere. But I don't really know. And that was based off of knowing that the Lord going to come back on the year of Jubilee and trying to go back from Jesus dying and counting out years of Jubilee. So, like, brothers done sat down, we done did some crazy work. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But still.
He said you're not going to know the time and day.
Yeah, but eventually you will, though. So at what point? Because eventually you're going to know. No, he's really talking to them. You're not going to know the time and day. Because eventually, heck, if the Lord, once he stands in the sky, once the abomination of desolation takes place, it's 3.5 years. So, you know what I'm saying? Now you know the day. So to say you don't know the time and day, it goes how long? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long is that? Just like everybody going to taste death. But then, okay, if Jesus is going to be here in 2 more days, is everybody going to taste death? So at some point, that absolute changes with the variable at play. Very relevant. Very relative. Yes, thank you. So let's look at this, and then I saw your hand go up. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and let's pick verse 1.
Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, by our gathering together unto him.
See, so notice how he's bringing, like he said, we beseech you by the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. Like this is about to happen with us. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, I'm sorry. And pick it up. Go ahead and read verse 3.
Let no man deceive you by any means.
I'm sorry, too. I didn't mean to make you skip. My bad.
That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand.
So he talking to him about the coming of the Lord. He say some things got to happen first. Go ahead.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
So he's saying that the son of perdition got to be revealed, but it never got revealed in his day. Now here's the crazy thing about it, though. Like, it's getting revealed today as time progresses, and that's the key player that I watch are the moves of this Pope. You know what I'm saying? And how close does he get to becoming God, to the eyes of the people? That's who I watch for. And that's really, of everything that I look for, I look his moves. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about red heifers. It's just, what is this Antichrist doing? And
So you think he's the Antichrist?
they are antichrists, but you know what I mean. But it's the antichrist.
He may not be the one though, Dennis.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he's young enough to be. And when I say he's young enough to be, first of all, I've seen a lot of things in my life. I've never seen a pope retire.
Yeah, me either.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that you
Everyone
know,
knew it was happening.
right. But the funny thing is, he took the position from the man who took the position who was murdered. You know what I'm saying?
No. John Pope Paul was the one before Ratzenberger who retired, and who now this guy took his place.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll tell you the
John
time
Pope
year.
took the
The
one-
time year was between 78 and 82. Whatever Pope was in, he got murdered.
Yeah.
Then we got the little bitty dude that was the
John
Pope.
Pope Paul,
Right. Okay.
the
And
one
then
everybody loved.
and that's the one who retired.
No, he
No,
died.
he died, and the next dude retired. Okay, yeah, there we go. He retired, and now we got this dude from Brazil.
Yeah.
But really,
Italian.
right, that's right. Really, cause the last guy that came in there, he wasn't Italian.
No, he was German.
Right, and so, and that's something else I look at is that this seat is the seat of Rome, even though he from Brazil,
He's Italian.
but
descent.
he come from Rome. So is he Argentina? Thank you. South Africa. Heck, I get it right now, huh? I know you from somewhere down there. It's all the same to me.
Yeah, it's Argentina.
No, but okay. So he come from Argentina, but he really is Italian.
Yes.
So with all that being said, it could be him. But guess what though?
So Pope who's the Antichrist has to be Italian?
If I bet money, I would say so.
Okay.
Not he has to be. No, he has to be Gentile. You know what I'm saying? But if I was to bet money, I would say he would be Roman, but I could be. He got to be Gentile. You know what I'm saying? But the most important thing, no, he's not gonna be black. The important thing that we look at
They got one black one in there.
is we're talking one black cardinal. You saying?
One cardinal.
Yeah, but
He getting it.
if that dude become pope, they'll murder his butt too. You know what I mean? Like that ain't gonna work. But it's from your village, like one of your homeboys, like you grew up with him. You might want to warn him, do not take the position.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. That is
He'll live it
crazy.
anyway. Come on, they're not gonna give it to him.
Yeah. So, but anyway, looking at this
They
though.
might knowing the truth though. Let him be it. They might say, yeah, go ahead. You do.
But you know, like, just looking at this, we always thought that the Lord was back, and the reality is, I mean, I don't know. Like I don't want an answer to that. You know, I like I said, I've talked to some of these extra wise Hebrews. You know, and we put some numbers together, but man, first of all, we don't really know. I was just telling somebody, was I telling you that, Ira, yesterday, that they added days to the calendar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, they don't know if
You
they,
told me before, like you think by around your 50, 55.
I'll be 50 in 2025. So that's when I'll be 50. So, yeah, I mean, that's the numbers that we calculate, but I could be wrong. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, I might not make it home from here. So, you know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, people die. That's what we were talking about last week. My man, when I was in college, we called him steroid. And he graduated, and he went home, I went to school in South Georgia. So he lived in one of these little country towns, Tifton or Sylvester, or one of these little country towns. He was on his way back, 2-lane highway, got into an accident with a truck, and decapitated his head. Like, he never was going, like, he had his whole future, his whole life, and I can tell that story over and over. It's just, I'm saying, who thinks on their way back to their graduation from college that this is really, like, this is it?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, your coming to the Lord could be tomorrow morning. And like, that's just what it is. So you don't want to sit and say, because you know the plan so well, you know, I got much time, or don't get old, or I'm going to wait till I get older. Let us look at one more thing, then I'm going to your question. Ecclesiastes 12, what's your statement? No statement? I don't mind. Oh, the black pope? Oh, you mean the actual black pope that they be talking? Yeah, man. I know. No, you said the black pope. They saying that there's another pope, right? Like a secret pope. But that's the whole thing. When you no. He called him the black pope because it's
he's a secret.
yeah. But the thing about it is when you look at this, they say the end of sin be revealed. Like this got to be something that we see, that the people see and are aware of, not some underground theme all of a sudden rise up out of the concrete and be like, I'm the guy that's gonna be the Antichrist. You know what I'm saying? You know what I think that Pope and all that, you know what I really think that come from? I think that come from the Catholic Church. I think they planted though. See, here's the thing. There are a lot of times we hear information and it's like, where do we really get this from? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, as if so that you ain't really, because do you really think the Catholic Church wants the Pope to be the Antichrist? You know what I mean? Like, when I was growing up, the Antichrist was Damien. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was never in my mind that this could be the Pope. So as we get more educated, next thing you know, it's like, okay, here come another redirect. Let's redirect them somewhere else. Well, we got black popes now. You know what I'm saying? I just go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but watch this though. And you say the Jesuits are real today, right? Who are the Jesuits? I mean, like, and trust me, I got the Secret Society book at the crib. Like, I mean, I get it, but then I get it. The Black Pope controls the Jesuits. Now all of a sudden, we talking about stuff we don't even. But I know who the Bishop of Rome control. He controlled the Cardinals. You dig what I'm saying? All them I see. You know what I mean, with the naked eye. And once we can start seeing the other realm with the naked eye, then maybe we could put it together into where it fits. Right, that's what I'm saying. Right. And I only can deal with what I can visually see and tangibly touch in this realm of the coming of the Lord and all the, who the players are. But don't get it twisted. I know about the Pope. Like I said, I know about the Jesuits. I know about the Knights Templars. I can keep rocking. You know what I'm saying? I get Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I get to all the Crusades. You know what I'm saying? I get what's the movie with Tom Cruise?
No, that's Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but I meant though, not Tom Cruise. I meant Tom Hanks. And yeah, that was it. The Da Vinci Code. You right? Because I get all that and then play the Holy Grail, all that crap. But the moral of the story is right now that the chief player of this is in Vatican. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I need to know right now. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody else come from Vatican, the city that sits on the hills. Where was we going, bro?
Thessalonians.
Ecclesiastes 12. We go to the next question. That's where we're going. Ecclesiastes 12. And like I said, I can go rich with the conspiracy theory. Not saying that I don't believe in it. I just say once it begins to fabricate itself and I begin to see it, then I'll be able to say, let's go with this. And this go, it's just like the Illuminati, right? I laugh at when people really get into the Illuminati because there's some secret society that's controlling everything. And I'm like, okay, but don't we know who's controlling everything? How much of a secret is that anyway? And do they have meetings? Absolutely. I mean, in it. But it's not a secret who's in it.
Well, we know some. We don't know everybody.
I mean, but we know. When I say we know the players, if you go do your homework, you know. Okay, so who runs what? We're talking about the things that run this planet is oil and money. Right. That's what I'm saying. You can see the and media that run this planet. Media, oil, and money. You can see who run all that. So then, what's the big secret about it? So you saying there's some group down at Jekyll Island, which is they have meetings down there, Jekyll Island down in Georgia, and yeah, it probably is. But I guarantee you that we can identify that whole trilateral commission, though. You know what I'm saying? So how much of a secret is it really? You know what I mean? It's just a secret because you don't know what they're talking about. But you pretty much figure what they're talking about. They're talking about killing Kennedy. You understand what I'm saying? And if you understand what I'm about, that is the conversation. So you don't like Kennedy, he tell me. Oh, dang. Obi don't like me, man. Well, you don't like Kennedy either, but you got like 10 hitmen. You see what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, word out around, all of us done killed them. That's how secret societies really work. You know what I mean? Like, it's we're in partnership together, you in partnership together, y'all in partnership together, and all the major players just be in part together. And it's not like they came into a room and said, we're going to get Jay-Z and Beyonce to make all the boys and girls turn into homosexuals. They ain't sitting in a room like that. They bottom line is money. That's what they bottom line is. What money and what sells. Now, maybe somebody has a gay agenda and he can't run the world by himself. But maybe he got a friend and he said, you know, he showed his friend how these colors work and how these colors make money. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, now his friend who's the designer for Guess, I mean, you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is the time we put a whole lot into secret societies and Illuminatis and the Masons and the Freemasons. Sometimes we put a little too much into it. Because ultimately when it's all said and done,
They work for Satan anyway.
that's exactly, and this is the power that the Bible shows us about. You know what I'm saying? And the ultimate power is Rome and Europe. So all these other people and all this other stuff ain't really that.
But their agenda is to get us away from the Bible. So they're working with this, but through like the regular guy.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, and I'm like, again, like I'm not saying media ain't controlled, because it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, look, I got Behold the Pale Horse. I know too. You know what I'm saying? When I say I got these books, I'm saying I don't read these books. So and I'm saying most of your theories, your conspiracy theories that we come up with and we discuss, like I know who Tex Mars is. These people that I'm naming in these books, you know what I'm saying? And they've been building off from that. And I'm just saying, I'm not gonna let any of their ideas channel or take me away from what I know the book to be said. So if they stuff don't line up with the book, it's them I'm gonna question, not what they say. And that's just something that you want to keep in perspective.
Control opposition, you know, control the narrative that they want you to think by selling it at YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook, the media. So because for the longest while they say they identify where the Antichrist is, but they come out of Turkey.
Yeah.
Nobody ain't pointing over Rome.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming from over Turkey. We identify where he's. Oh, he's coming out of God.
Yeah.
But they would never point at Papa over in Rome. So,
But then Ronald Reagan done been the Antichrist. George Bush done been the Antichrist. Right, Clinton done been right.
Reagan.
Right. I mean, so
They put out his name.
yeah, I'm with you. So Trump, right? Well, yeah.
it's Trump inside Russia.
Trump is an idiot. So y'all, let me tell you something. And I like George Bush. I do. I like Donald Trump. You say, well, what do you mean? Absolutely. These are great businessmen.
He ain't that great. He lost more money than he made.
Lost. Guess what though?
Have you been out to the ranch?
But guess what though? But guess what though? Guess what though? His name card worth more than paper ever printed. He from now on, he's wealthy beyond wealth because he was smart enough to figure out how to become president. I gotta respect that. That's what I respect.
He's a good clown.
Yeah, like I mean, but y'all be saying he a clown. That's because that's what he wants you to think. Like you don't,
He really is dumb.
you don't. Man, y'all keep saying he really is
Dumb.
dumb, but
Dumb.
I'm like, man, y'all don't get it.
He's
Like
acting dumb.
smart enough to be,
fooling nothing.
but smart enough to run these businesses.
He's
though.
not.
You know what I'm saying? Smart enough to pull up hotels, be the owner of the USFL. You say still?
Yeah, and that USFL with kaputs.
Yeah, but he sure made the most money out of that.
He did. He always builds.
That's what I keep trying to yeah. Right, like, you know what I'm just saying.
He ain't worth
Don't see a lot of times we get our feelings involved in how we George Bush. Like we couldn't stand him.
Yeah, I like him better.
But
than Trump
but even then I love when the enemy gonna be straight up what he gonna do in my face. You know, I'd rather you tell me what you want straight up than for you to act like you on something and you on really on something else. And stuff like that is what I respect about Bush, about like Obama did never tell you when he got in office that.
That he like
Say it again.
He was talking about the gay community.
Yeah, never. But all of a sudden he get in there and guess what happens? It's like from 2008 to 2016, gay rights went beyond measure. But he never did. That's what he was gonna do, huh? I'd rather have somebody in here who say I can't stand Mexicans. Nobody did it. So I'd rather have somebody in there who say he can't stand Mexicans and can't stand them than for somebody to say, you know, I come in here and represent change, and next thing you know, the change is gay people can get married. So I mean, you know, I look at it. I'm a realist. I'm not gonna meet any of them probably ever. So I know I still got to get up and go to work. Don't matter when it's in office. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like when you start talking about what I like, you know, like I said, I can do politics all day. Ecclesiastes 12:1 though. Ecclesiastes 12:1. When you get there, go ahead.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth.
Back to the origin of the question: Is the Lord coming back our lifetime? He's saying, remember the Creator in the days of your youth. Remember Him as young as you have you available. Go ahead.
While the evil days come not, nor the year draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Right, because as we get older, and if you didn't remember God in your, like, if you don't remember Him now, as you get older, you ain't gonna, like they say, it's hard to teach a
Dog new tricks.
old dog new tricks. Exactly. Nah.
Message.
Stop. Now, I'm gonna say all this to say that don't mean that, and throughout Israel, we got all type of ages. But at the same time, if you look at it, the revolution really starts in the college age group. Somebody asked me the other day, my change, when did it come? When I went away to college.
Yes, sir.
Like that's when I went away to college, it was like time to become a free thinker.
Yep.
And one of the first things I said was, them preachers ain't taking my money like they took it back in the day. Like, forget all that. If I want to know God, I'll read the Bible myself. You know, that was one of the things that I said to myself. And from then on, I started to pick this vibe up. But so because I was at that influential age, like if you look at the civil rights movement, like Dr. King, he didn't live to be 39 years old. That's how old he was when he died, 39. So it's about a young man. Really, all them things, all the boycotts and the you know, whatever, the march and all that stuff, that was the young people's game. The younger you are, the more apt you have to change, and the less you got to lose. See, when I look at me right now, I ain't going to jail talking about some we should overcome. I got to feed 6 miles at the crib. You see what I'm saying? So that's like when you get older, I guess you get a little more mature, I would say. But that maturity to the youth age group is what causes a revolution. Going back to Ecclesiastes 12. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Verse 2, go ahead.
While the sun or the light, the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened.
Keep reading.
And the doors shall be shut in the streets.
So this is what it's like as you get older, he said. Keep reading.
When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, because all the stuff that look good, sound good as young, it just begins to fade away. And it do. Keep going.
Also, when they shall be afraid that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourner about the street.
Keep going.
Or ever the silver cord be loose, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then shall the return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
That breath they gave you life goal. So the moral story is, look, we got to remember God as quick as possible. And when I say young, I would qualify all as young. I mean, meaning, because even Brother Peter, too. We're going to pick on Brother Pete. I'm trying to guess at who may be the oldest in the room, and I could be wrong. And there's no offense, you know what I'm saying? But even, like, all of us, we still here to our senses. That's what I mean. And we still have an enjoyment of life. So you need to remember the Creator now. But especially to you. Because as you get older, after a while, you get more stuck in your ways, and it's going to be more difficult for you to comprehend. And maybe just imagine this.
No compromise.
So definitely compromise. Just imagine this: you live your life, good life. Now you 60, now you 70, and your hearing start to go, and your sight start to go. It's real hard, now ain't it? Remember the Creator in the days that I used. You know what I mean? Like, and then does it really just go at 70? Like, nah. Some people, my sight going out. Now I don't think I'm gonna be blind at 50 or 60, but I'm just saying, like, some people's sight goes sooner than that. Some people lose their hearing sooner than that. So the point that Revelation 12 is telling you is, all that's happening to you, remember the Creator now while there's an opportunity. Especially don't sit here and act like, well, you know, I figured out when the Lord comes back. So, you know, if I go, I wait to get my life together to then, and then, you know, while you doing that, you on the phone, on your cell phone, holding a conversation, you walk out in the street, get hit by a bus, and you dead. Next one. Huh? Wait, I told you I can't see. And you know, every pair of glasses I've ever owned, I can only keep them for like a month. It's the weirdest thing ever. They just keep I don't know how this happens. So I don't do that. That means I'm old. Right, like no. Man, I'm not gonna do that. How we used to clown the little nerdy kids for doing that in school. I'm not the nerd anymore. But I'm trying to get a pair soon though, because I got to take this drive to Atlanta. It's so much better when you have on glasses. Yes, man. All right, y'all. Well, I don't see any more questions right now. Well, I mean, hey, it's 10 minutes to 6. So go ahead. What you got?
Okay, so I was speaking to this Gentile who worked with a lot of Edoms. And he was saying the Edomites, like, they'll go, so basically they're a lot of children, right? And then the wives, basically, they'll get welfare, get that check government. And then the husband owns the property. So now the government ends up paying the husband who owns the property under his business entity, and then so basically the government is paying them to just have children and just live, and then all of that.
Say that again.
That's what they're doing now.
So basically what they do is the woman, right? The woman added. So the more kids they have, the more right. So the government doesn't look at them as married, right? Because they're not married on the books under here. But I see the same way we do, like over here, like when we read the scriptures, right? To my understanding, if you lie with a woman, you guys are betrothed. Like you guys are in the process of about to be married.
If you lie with a woman based off the scriptures, you got to take her to be your wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's what it is. Not you are involved or nothing. You got to take her to be your wife.
Okay.
Now, what to do to take her your wife does not necessarily have to be that you went and got a piece of paper through the government.
Right.
We can do a ceremony in here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we all recognize it in y'all husband and wife.
Right.
Okay, but again, the Bible is clear that, and I'll read it real quick, and I'm gonna let you, I still what you gotta say, but that's Exodus 23, I think. Or is it 24? Exodus, no, it ain't before. Or is it 22? 22, yeah. Exodus 22 and 16. Exodus 22 and started verse 16. Now, I had to argue with this Jake for 2.5 hours one night about this. Because he swore once he lied down with his sister, that's his wife. And what we had to do, learning that whole thing, is we had to take away the term married. Because do you know what marriage? Does anybody in here know what marriage means?
When two people become one.
It's when two become right. It's two when two things become one. It ain't even got nothing. It don't have to be people. So that's a marriage. Right. That's a marriage. That's absolutely. So what happens is we use the term marriage, and we have an ideal of what it is.
So then two gay people can be married. Right?
Yes, that is correct. But husband and wife is different. So the question is, when a man lies down with a woman, is he married to her? See, now that becomes a trick question based off of definition. And that is why we argue for 2.5 hours. Because quickly I caught on, and I'm like, well, look, bro. Because he goes, the first thing, well, you look up what marriage is. I'm like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, I see the game you trying to play. You playing a game with words. So then I said, well, you're going to need to listen to me carefully now. Because I stopped using that word marriage in our conversation. Just because I lie down with a woman does not make her my wife. The example that we used, or that I banged him up with best, was Dinah. Because he had slept Dinah, Jacob's daughter. Shechem had slept with her. And then said to Daddy, go and get her to be my wife. Like, go do what we got to do to be, so that he can be my wife. And we'll look at that in a minute. We're going to still get back to what you said. Exodus 22, and let's pick it up at verse 16.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed
Uh-huh.
and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Right. It means he needs to take her, do what he has to do to be his wife. So just because, me and my wife slept together doesn't make us husband and wife. Right. Now, it doesn't make us married. Play on words now. Because the way we think of what the word marriage is and what the definition is different things. See, when we think of marriage, are y'all married? Yeah, me and my wife, we've been married. We got married when? October 12th, 1998 and October 26th, 1993. Figure that one out. You dig what I'm saying? That's when we got married. But at the flip side, though, husband and wife, we were husband and wife till that October 24th. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, keep going.
His father utterly refused to give her unto him.
So just because you lie with somebody, like if you was to lie with Micaiah, I ain't giving it. I'm gonna be mad. I'm probably try to shoot you. Right, cause my baby's just too young for that. But still, y'all lies. Some cultures she 14. Some cultures they like, hey, that's old enough. I mean, hey, The Color Purple. How'd you really think they was in that book to start with? They was young like that. Right. So that ain't too far removed from this culture. Okay. So you just slept with Micaiah. Now you come to me like, JD, I got the money for her. That's why he said don't prostitute your daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like, JD, I got the money for her. And then I'm like, no, Whitney, you're ugly. I don't want grandkids. So what happens? Go ahead.
He shall pay money according to the dowry of
Uh-huh.
thou shalt not suffer.
Oh, I'm sorry, but if the father utterly refused to give her unto him, then you pay, and then I ain't got to give it to you. Just period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? But I can't tell the next man that my daughter is a virgin no more either. I done got the money for that now. That's why he's saying don't prostitute the daughters. So just kind of on that same note, now let's go to Genesis real quick. And just look at this. This just because you sleep with someone, does that make you married? Genesis 34. Yeah, so just because you sleep together does not make you husband and wife.
What's the difference then?
It's a term. So the term marriage is
just
coming together. And the term, that's why I'm using husband and wife. See, we use the term marriage today as if to say you done went and got married. But the actual term is, you got relations. And then you will be, once you have relations, then you got to do what you got to do to be husband and wife. Y'all marry one another. You see what I'm saying? But we don't, the Bible uses the word marry like we use the word sex. Right. So that's why in holding the conversation, I had to change the way I held conversation because some of these Negroes too smart. So what's the process? The process is that you got to have a mouth of 2 or 3 that you married.
And you make a
Like,
vow before God.
right, exactly. So it does not have to include a piece of paper.
I'll say,
Right, it does
women-
not, no, it does not have to
so
include
you
a piece
can
of
be
paper.
married, husband and wife,
You could be husband and wife without a piece of paper, absolutely.
but that's not
But-
legal by New York State.
Yeah, but I mean, it might not be recognized by New York State. We're not gonna say it's not legal because it's New York State saying that it's illegal for Dennis and his wife to lay down.
No.
Right. So it's not illegal. It's just New York State is not recognizing this marriage. But we, as a body of Christ, can definitely recognize this marriage if you done made vows for God and now we recognize you as being married. We know y'all
Yeah,
done.
but can you still go and get the piece of paper anyway?
Absolutely, if you want to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But we just no, absolutely. But just try to help answer your question. You know what I'm saying? Like the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let everything be established. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the last couple I've seen. Brothers took his wife. Say, first was playing little games because I don't know what they was on. But eventually, he came out and said, "This is my wife." She agreed, and it was like, okay. So y'all didn't have no ceremony, no nothing. So then I go talk to her. So is y'all married? But you have to ask him. Like, I'm not asking him. I need to know from you. You know what I'm saying? Because he can say what he want to say, and if you saying no, it's 2 people to be married.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, because y'all. So when I explained that, she was like, "Well, you have to go ask my husband." I said, "Okay, that's you saying that that's your husband, so that y'all married." You know what I'm saying? And then so it was kind of like, it's beyond weird. It's still beyond weird because that ain't the right to take. Because guess what? They ain't together now. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, that's the whole point. Like, but y'all, and I'm not saying it's even her fault, really. But I'm saying they're not together now, but I'm saying, like, I was the witness. Amongst everybody, it was trust me, it was other witnesses. You know what I'm saying? But we all bore witness that you claiming this to be your wife, and she claiming you as husband, then that's really all that boiled down. You know what I'm saying? Really, no paper necessary, whatever, by the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. Genesis 34. And let's pick this up at verse 1. And this again, looking at just because you sleep with somebody does not make you husband and wife. And notice Genesis 34. And notice the way I'm using the terminology. Because I'm trying to leave that word marry out of there. Like the reality is marriage again is a union. And you can marry, 2 things can be married. Like I'll give you an example. The Lord said to that woman, "Go get your husband." And she say, "No," she said, "I ain't got no husband." And he said, "You have spoken." No, he said, "No, you have 5 husbands, and the one you with now ain't your husband." Think about that. So what I'm saying is you done been married like 5 times, but you ain't marrying none of these. You ain't husband and wife. You ain't doing what you need. Basically, Jesus, in so many words, called a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the politest way I see somebody be called a hoe and ever. That's how smooth Jesus was. But that's basically what he was saying. But Genesis 34, pick it up at verse 1. And when you get there, go ahead.
And Dinah, the daughter of Judah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
He did not rape her. People be saying that's rape. No, when a woman lies down for the first time, she is now defiled, meaning like sleep. Like that's what, and she's gonna have a token of her virginity. You know what I'm saying? Right. So in which the token of her virginity is the blood on the sheets. I know this all sound a little nasty, but I'm saying this is the reality of it. Okay? So, but a lot of people be saying he raped her. Nope, he didn't rape her. That's not what happened. Keep going. And if you go and you look in the scriptures and you see when a woman loses her virginity, what happens, and when a man and a woman lie down, that's why he mean by defile. But you're gonna see some more. Go ahead.
And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel.
See, he ain't rape her. Just think about what's going on. It would have told you that she was raped. Like, look at, it's another story with Tamar, and what happened in the scene, one of David's kids. So the story would give you enough detail to know that you ain't got to guess. But go ahead.
And
Verse 4.
And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife.
But they had already lied down together. Why aren't they husband and wife? Because that will make you husband and wife. See, what we have to do with this damsel, sure, you got to go talk to her daddies. And here's the funny thing. This is what, when the brother arguing, I'm like, so did he ever get to be his wife? Nope. And now they lied down together, but that never got to be his wife. He killed him before they actually before they confirmed that part of the covenant. He was making with the soul. So that's just one of the things that killed that argument when you lie down with somebody. See, again, you gotta pay attention to the terminology. Just because you lie down with somebody make you husband and wife. It doesn't. Right.
How about Jacob and Leah?
Well, and we're not gonna read it. We can, but Jacob and Leah. Jacob went. First of all, they had a ceremony thrown by who? The father, the night before. And then Jacob goes. Pops know what he's doing. Get him drunk. Then he wakes up and he slept with the wrong one. Nah, it ain't the slept with the wrong one part. Although he was a free man, but it's my custom that the elder young marry first. So the pop's authority in the custom. Now, you got to keep her if you want Raquel or Rachel. You got to work more years. He agreed. So he's making a covenant with the daddy in that story, right, after you slept with her. So that's why I stood his wife. It ain't just he could have woke up and that ain't what I wanted. But guess what? He would have never got what he wanted. He could have left the whole scene. So in order for you to take what you wanted, you're going to have to take what I give you first, and then you can get what you want. And that's what happened in that story. And he's talking about, for those that don't know, the story of Jacob, who was actually Dinah's father, the story of Jacob and how he ended up with Leah over Raquel. And just so you know, for homework's sake, that is Genesis 20. No, not that far back.
That's Leah's mother, right? No, Leah.
Yeah. Yeah, Genesis 9. Yep, that's Genesis 29 where that story is. So, but finish telling your story and then we'll open up for at least one more question, and then after that we'll close out and you can just ask me on your own because it's 6 o'clock.
It was the first part. I just wanted to know if what they do, they're not technically married on paper.
You saying Edom does this?
Yeah.
That's a smart move. And you saying that
they're spiritually married, but
yeah, they married, but on a
not.
state perspective, they not married.
Exactly.
So a woman can have a bunch of kids, get Section 8, where the man can actually own the house and the government is paying for the.
That's what they.
Dang, don't I feel real stupid?
And then
Make me almost want to go get a divorce. So I can go back in. I mean, I feel real dumb.
And then what he told me
No,
that.
but what I'm saying is I'm married. I'm like on paper. So I'm saying like, dang.
You got a nice one.
Yeah, but I'm saying, no, we went divorced. We gonna still be together, but I'm saying, I need your last name to go back and all that, cause I need that section to come in.
He also told me that what they do is after, so the wife, they have all the kids and then they own the property, but let's say they can't, let's say they don't have money, right, to buy the property. The church buys the property.
Yeah,
now you can't tax the church, you can't tax home on the mortgage, so now they're just paying principal free on the mortgage. The husband's paying, the government paying the husband because they own the property.
You know what the moral of that story is? That's the blessing they eat them.
That's what I'm saying.
That's really, Yeah, like and it's their system to game though. Yeah, it's their system game. Cause I mean, I feel dumb. I ain't thinking this early sooner. I'm
Something
like,
similar to that, but
No, you be able to get away with
They
it.
took around.
yeah, you probably
Yeah, I
right.
was gonna say.
Our
Yeah.
whole
yeah.
town
Jay
knew
gonna
that.
tell on you.
They did. We did that in the '60s.
buy insurance, life insurance for the children
Yeah.
when they die. So when the parent died, the children come to get a ton of money.
I know, man. I've been waiting on my mama to die. It ain't gonna happen. She might as well take that policy off now. I don't need your money no more, mama. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's eat 'em, man. But it make it so bad. We don't get it. You know what I'm saying? We don't do it. And it's funny because I'm just thinking like how my mother and I argued because me and my wife was living like husband and wife. When we got in the Word, we wasn't married on paper. Her biggest thing was, well, how you gonna go and preach to your family and you ain't? And really, if I knew what I knew now, I just would have been like, okay, we can have a ceremony. That's cool. Whatever y'all want to do.
Want it, like. I mean, is that necessary? I mean,
God ain't worried about legal.
Here's the thing.
Not really too.
Here's
It's
the
not so
thing.
much for the woman because
It's protection of the woman.
it's more.
If you ain't married,
You know
you
the-
get nothing.
Well, see, here's
Do
the
you know
thing.
the benefits too that you get when you're married? When you say you're married on a birth, you get so many benefits, so many discounts on certain things.
Yeah.
You like auto insurance.
We get
so many stuff.
yes, we get benefits.
From
But
you're married.
I'm just saying, I ain't no options beforehand, and I would have gotten married. Like me, I would have had a ceremony, regardless. But would I had literally went through that extra process?
you want to. You got to protect her and the kids.
I would have waited in the balance. Man, look here. The government is slick, and I would have waited balance. Cause I'm gonna take care of the kids the same way I am now. There's no. I mean, I just would have waited. That's all. I'm not really saying I would have did, but I would have waited. That's all.
Add to this, since you're talking about marriage. What if? Because I know quite a few Israelite women who earn 3 times or double what the men.
Continue.
Israelite women who earn 3 times or double what their husband or boyfriend, maybe a fiance. Who's supposed to hold it down then? Her or him? Because she makes more than him. So he's the man.
I got you. So let's go to Corinthians.
Why are we laughing? I don't know. What's
No,
funny.
fair question. Let's go Corinthians.
Because a lot of women make more.
Yeah, I
and
got you.
He makes
I got
less. So whose money we supposed to live off?
Yeah, I got you. So
Can you just piggyback on that? Can we get a full understanding? What is a woman supposed to do for the man?
okay, we're gonna
Like,
read.
what is purpose in
We're
that?
gonna read this right here, 1 Corinthians chapter 11.
Yeah, I don't.
But I'm gonna say this much. I'm gonna say this though. So my children argue, Corinne and Sammy, talking about this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. So you know what I do? I walk over there, I say, all this is mine. Everything in this house is mine. Every piece of clothes, every toy, everything, every person in this house, mine. That go down from the dog that's stinking up my outside to the woman that's stinking up my bedroom. But seriously, everything in this whole house, including hers. So that's the reality of it. And it don't matter what we done been. She done breadwinner. We done been together a long time. She done been the breadwinner. I done been the breadwinner. She done made more money. I done made money. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say it don't matter, everything in here is mine. What's yours is mine is mine. Now, if I'm a good king and I don't want mutiny on my ship, you see what I'm saying? Then I'm going to start delegating in here and making sure that my princesses got nice shoes and things that I give them.
But whose money, basically? Whose money?
Everything in this house is mine. That means even the money that you bring in the door is mine. Now, as a good king, yes, sweetie, absolutely you can go shopping. But you know what my wife does when she goes shopping? Because she know what the budget is, she'll walk back in and say, baby, look what I bought. such and such, such and such. But ain't nothing. Now me, I might buy something and she might say, "When you get them?" I'm like, "I've been had these." But that's the balance in the house. But I don't trip about nothing. As long as this is getting saved, this, these like my phone stay on. You know what I'm saying? As long as my bill split, it's all mine. So no, we don't split things. You know what I mean? Yes, but we don't. When I say yes, I'm saying no. It's all mine. So that means she makes more money than me. So yeah, she makes more. So it comes to, but it's mine. What's hers is mine. What's mine is mine.
You in this house, you flip the switch, the lights ain't on. You ain't gonna look at her. You gonna look at you.
But my light's gonna be on.
Yeah, exactly.
You see? But, but watch what we read though. Watch what we read. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. And trust me, over the years, it's been some slight challenges, but it goes smooth because I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. And I want to keep my position. So therefore, better work it well with her. So this work. Because the reason it's mine is not so much because I took it, it's because what we agree on. You see what I'm saying? So this has been mutual. You dig what I'm saying? But still mutual because she got her faith in God. You see what I'm saying? So she ain't really worrying about her putting her faith in me. It's in God. But since it's in God, she worked with me though to make sure we doing this right. Because I'm giving you my money. You see what I'm saying? So like I'm giving you, like that don't sound right in our society. They know that sound like a pimp. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't no pimp though, but I am a king. You see what I'm saying? But again, when I look, I'm not the slave master. But I'm saying, but within that realm, I want my kingdom to be, you know what I'm saying? I want everybody to want to go fight when it's time. And I don't want you to be able to buy my subjects either. You see what I'm saying? So that means I got to take everybody. But let's read this real quick. 2 Corinthians chapter 11. I'm sorry, 1 Corinthians chapter 11. And pick it up at verse 8. Pick it up at 8. We're just going to jump right to the meat of it. So go ahead.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head.
All right, that's good. So notice saying, like, read it again. We're going to go through it. Read it again.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
Right, meaning, like, the man, he's saying, okay, at the very start, God took this man, put him to sleep, and made the woman out of that. Go keep reading.
Neither was the man created for the woman.
He said, and when God did the creation, he didn't create the one man. It wasn't like you was here and it was like, okay, we're going to give you man. Go ahead.
But the woman for the man.
Right, but I'm here and said, right, give you a woman. This is the order that was established before any of us got here. Go keep reading.
For this cause ought the woman to have
Okay,
power.
we're not gonna get into that. Because that's going somewhere. Power over her head.
Oh.
Yeah. Nevertheless, this is for this cause ought the woman to have power over her head because of the woman. Read verse 11.
Nevertheless, neither is man without the woman.
Right, I'm not here without a woman. I came through my mama. Go ahead.
Neither the woman without the man.
Right.
Lord.
Right, and he's saying really, like we still a unit. It's still, but the reality is there is an order within this unit. Now let's go look at one more. 1 Peter chapter 3. But my house is smooth though. Like when I say like first of all, I don't want to be in the house with no other woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no
Why
problems.
she always gotta be problems and brawling?
No, she's not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying she,
Oh, okay.
but she would be if I'm not doing this right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. I don't want no brawling woman. I don't want the headaches when I get home. So I need to run this right.
If you treat her right.
Right, but that's the whole point. But she's mine and everything that she has is mine. Still. You see what I'm saying? So, but I'm saying, but I don't want problems.
Gotcha.
So that means I need to do this right.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, but I need to run this right. I need King JD right. Well, when I say do the book right, I need to treat. Hold on. I'm saying, hold on. I'm saying I need to. Whitney, hold on. Let me finish, please. I'm trying to show you the best I can. So, yeah, okay, but can I? So, therefore, it ain't just the book, right? It's every aspect. The finances. You know what I mean? Make sure I do that right. Make sure I keep the order with the kids right. You dig what I'm saying? Like all of it. Not just, make sure I keep the commandments right. You dig what I'm saying? That's for everybody. But in my home, I'm the CEO in the house right now. Amen. However this house, whatever rules that this business, this marriage, that's what a marriage is. Yes. It's a business. Whatever rules the business do, I'm CEO. So that means I make the final decision. But just because I make the final decision, I do all the work. But that comes down to how I choose it to be.
You don't solve her, or you do?
I mean, I would be dumb if I don't. If CEOs would be a fool if they just walk in here and you got this major corporation and all of a sudden you ain't talking to nobody. That's why the president's got cabinet members. Right. Not only do I consult her, but I also even consult my brothers. Right. You see what I'm saying? As I make decisions in my home, that affect this whole organization or business. And no, they don't all turn out to be perfect and right decisions. Sometimes you make mistakes and you learn from them. But still in all, it works. You know what I'm saying? It works. But that's what the order is. We're going to read this and see some more real quick. And then we'll go back to the question. First, chapter 3, and pick it up at verse 1.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands.
So notice the word. That's why I use king. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection. That's what king. But that's what it is, though. But like, we not gonna take away from what it is. But at the same time, we're not gonna abuse what it is either. You know what I'm saying? Because watch who they about to use. Go ahead. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband. Go ahead.
That if any obey not the word, they also may with the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Keep reading.
While they behold your chaste conversation with fear.
Keep going.
Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair.
Listen to verse 5.
For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also trusted in God.
Notice what we're talking about. Women who trust in God. Keep reading.
Adorn themselves, being subjection unto their own husbands.
Keep going.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, called him Lord, whose daughters ye
Yes,
are.
my wife, the beautiful lady that you met. Yes, she sure does. No, she does. Now, I would say this much, though. We joke and laugh about it, because I don't want to be called Lord. Right. But she does, like, I might call her, hey, baby. She might be like, hey, mama. Like, straight up. Like, and even though it's in a jokey. No, it is not, I am not requiring my wife to do that. But I respect her thinking when she does that. Because what she's really saying is, I know, right, this is head. That's all she, like, trust, I have never told my wife to call me Lord. I think, no.
She wants to do that.
But exactly.
And I think for some of us, if you have the right guy, that you would do that.
Right.
You would do that with.
Right.
But
what it really does is, it's just showing you it is like that. Like, these men are to be, in the ideal world, king of their castles. You know what I'm saying? And I say in the ideal world because we know the world ain't that ideal. So it don't play itself like that like it should all the time. But when you ask me the question, I can only tell you the truth as the book teaches, and I can also share with you my world. You know what I'm saying? Like, meaning I can share my world and my experiences because we try to build a house based off the book.
I understood the order. What I was asked was, she makes significantly more. His money may not be taken care of. Let me finish, please. Thank you much. I appreciate it. If I can finish. If her money is the one that's really, she makes significantly more. Maybe he make as much to even pay the rent, or maybe his just go for the food or gas. Is that the same thing?
So
I'm talking about significantly more.
let me help you. I'm gonna get personal and help you. But baby number one, we got 6. Before baby number one, we both worked. Baby number one came. Micaiah. So I worked and then went to Detroit. And I still work. And we stayed with my grandma. And baby number 2 was on the way. She was getting a job. She worked a little bit, but I kept working. And I wasn't making nothing. But we were straight. We always been straight. All right. Baby number 2 get here, and I'm still working and barely making this shit at home. My kids ain't never been to daycare to the last one got here. Baby number 3 come, and she had a job between baby number 2 and 3. So now she went to work. Now she took off, but she got a good job. Bill Highway. Still remember. She got a good job. And so when baby 3 get here, she go back to work. I'm at home. Not working. No, rewind. I am working because that was some hella work.
My brother did that.
Right. So now, in the meantime, while I'm at home, like just because you put money into this account, this ain't no, that's my money. Like none of that. God provided all of this. None of that matters who put what in this account. I am the head of this account. I'm the head of this relationship. I don't care how hard you went on this week. Now, don't get it twisted. Yup, we done had the argument because my wife, and she won this argument. My wife, I'm the person who don't want the car note. Because you got to realize the mind and mentality that I live in, pay it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't making as much as you. But she working. Now we both been working, and she like, I want a car note. I want a new car, blah, blah, this, and I work too hard. So King Jedaiah says, as we gonna save up $8,000-$9,000, or you went and did what to the credit? Oh dang, man, now we getting a real good interest rate. All right, you win. You know what I mean? Like, so that was you. So now we drive that little burgundy crap that y'all be seeing now that got a car note. Even though I still got a car I got a couple cars, just no car. So, I mean, I'm saying all that to say, like, yeah, I'll run it, but I ain't strict. I ain't finna have you keep yapping into my ear, and you're right, you do make enough money that you could pay all these bills by yourself and a car note. You really do. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, we both do at this point now. So, yeah, I guess we can afford to get a car note then. You know what I mean? Even though I still think it's dumb, but, you know. Right, but I mean, I'm just saying something. It's work on how we gonna do it, but ultimately I would have said it. Yeah. And if I would have said no, and here's the thing, my wife's greatest fear is if she bucked the cigar, I'm gonna buck her.
Yeah, see.
That's where it really, like, so if I say no and she say yeah and she go out there and do it anyway, she's scared of that car.
You gotta fear God.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so it ain't got nothing to do with me, but I'm not stupid. Like, I ain't trying to have this control and abuse it. Like, read verse 7.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
See what it's telling you? Dwell with them according to
So you
knowledge.
shouldn't abuse that power.
Man, no. But it's mine, though. You dig what I'm saying? And I know it. And I ain't got to walk around the house, you know, and I'm in charge. Like, I ain't got to, I do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's fake to me. I don't have to flex. Only people I flex to is them babies. I tell them all of it's mine. Because if they find it funny that the toys is mine. You know what I mean? But I'm like, no, I mean, but I'm trying to teach them all something anyway, though. Because, right, even your girl clothes is mine. Your girl shoes is mine. You know what I mean? But still, this is what I give you. So he say, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. And what else? Go ahead.
And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be hindered.
So he say all of that so my prayers don't be hindered. So if I'm not dwelling with my wife with some knowledge, Lord ain't hearing anyway. So basically, I'm running a fool's home. So, yeah, the moral of the story is in my house, and I'm doing what's best for me. You know, let's say you and Peter was to get married. Like, maybe Peter don't want to operate like that with you. You know what I'm saying? It's okay if that's what he say. I just made y'all get married. No, but I'm just saying, seriously, though. I'm not. Look here, this is not the dating game, none of that. Listen, Alex Trebek, I'm Jedaiah. But seriously though, if he might say, you know what? See, he got some wisdom. You know what? You've been doing this type of way, blah, blah, this. You know, he might compromise the merger. Cause that's what it is. Now it's a merger of two corporations by name. Like when I say by name, when you understand what you've really done, you two are two corporations of this government. So you're taking two corporations and merge them. Then he might say, you know, we ain't gonna do it like this. We're gonna do this. And then you might walk into idea, or you might even say, but sweetie, because y'all should like each other, because now y'all yourself one, so y'all should have the respect to talk to each other. Well, what you think about this idea? And then what you deal. The problem is, it shouldn't be one-sided if it's a true relationship. You know what I'm saying? But like for example, if you think your wife is a fool, then you the fool for getting her. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at it from that perspective too. So like with Isaac and Rebecca, like don't think Jacob was listening to his mama because Isaac never did. You know, Rebecca, nah, this is what you do. You go to your daddy like this, that, and the other, and you know, and he listened. So you know, it's just something to think about because a lot of times when you begin to understand, oh yeah, I'm leading. All of a sudden now you want to go home and throw your feet up on the and be like kiss my Converse or something. And I don't live like that. Yeah, exactly, right. But how we gonna live with this? Cause that's stupid, right? So hopefully that cleared that up. And it's 60, so we gonna close out, clean up, and if you got more questions, either you can ask them to me just on a one-on-one, or you can always call me, or you can wait till next week. Praise the Lord.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory. Forever.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
For he is good.
For he is good.
And his mercy endureth forever.
And his mercy is forever.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
Praise the Lord, the God of Israel.
For he is good.
For he is good.
And his mercy endureth forever.
And his mercy endures forever.
These things we pray in Jesus' name.
These things we pray in Jesus' name.
The one of Israel.
The Holy One of Israel.
The mighty one of Jacob.
The mighty one of Jacob.
The King of Kings.
King of Kings.
The Lord of Lords.
Lord of Lords.
The one true God.
The one true God.
And there is no other.
And there is no other.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
The Lord make his face shine on thee.
The Lord make his face shine upon thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
The Lord lift up his countenance on thee.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee.
And give thee peace.
And give thee peace.
And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel.
And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel.
And I will bless them.
And I will bless them.
Hallelujah.
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 In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
It's a natural.
Yes.